We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. It's just going to be yours truly today, breaking down the small MLB slate that we have. We have no games in the NBA, and we have a 15-game slate in the NHL. The last game of the season for all, but I want to say 4 teams, because tomorrow we'll have 2 games. Tomorrow we'll have Buffalo, Columbus, and Colorado, Nashville. But we have 15 games and teams in action today. And originally, I had no intentions on betting any games because I did not run my model for any of these games or anything along those lines. So take what I say with a grain of caution or a grain of salt, whatever. I look for which teams are playing for something, which teams have a reason to show up versus teams that have mailed it in, things along those lines, and things along that. And then I was looking at this morning, I'm like, if none of these games have implications on who is making the playoffs, it only has implications on playoff seeding. Now, obviously, playoff seeding is important. Carolina is trying to play someone like the Islanders or the Panthers rather than the Rangers in the first round. You have the Avalanche competing for the division, so they could play Seattle in the first round instead of Minnesota, things along those lines. But I end up playing every single game over the total. And we'll get into that when we break down the whole slate. But I'm on every over today because I think most of these games, I think out of the 15 games, 10 overs are going to hit tonight. I think we're going to go 10-5. We're going to make some money that way. So that's kind of the way I was thinking about this. I think that a lot of these games are going to be open ice and just defense optional tonight. So that's kind of the way I approach that. We'll get into that. We'll break all that down. Small MLB slate, only 7 games. So, but we will take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1 right, 1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Another really solid day for me. That's 2 in a row now. That's just been awesome. Baseball has been awesome. 13-5-2 yesterday, up 6.45 units. I started off rough. Not the greatest. It started off with 4-5 and then finished 8-0 or 9-0. My bad, 9-0-2. Pittsburgh team total over 3.5, full game over 9 did not come through. The Astros win 7-0. The Guardians team total over 4.5 was a loser, and the White Sox Twins over 8.5 was also a loser. But during all that, and the Rockies first 5 was a loser. During all that, though, when in doubt, dogs to favorites. The dog to favorites system plays came through clutch yesterday. Mets first 5 full game money lines both come in. Mariners first 5 full game money line both come in. Both those teams opened up as dogs. They would finish as favorites. Arizona Diamondbacks semi did as well. There was a pitching change. That's why it happened. But Diamondbacks first 5 money line was a winner. Washington first 5 under 5 was a winner. Oakland first 5 was a winner. Tampa Bay first 5 was a winner. Full game Tampa Bay was a winner. The Rays are now 12-0 to start the year. The Detroit Tigers first 5 plus a half plus 145 was a winner. First 5 under 4.5 Detroit Toronto winner. 1-1 at the end of 5 innings. Beautiful thing. I pushed the first 5 with the Reds. Should have grabbed the plus a half, but it is what it is. And I pushed the first 5 with the Giants. I did have the Royals team total over 3.5, which smashed in the full game over, which the Royals got by themselves. Over 9. Smashed. So 13-5-1 up 6.45 units in the MLB. NBA, 1 play, 1 only. Over 212.5, Toronto, Chicago. That comes through. We are now 3-0 to start the NBA playoffs or the play-ins or whatever the hell you want to call them. Postseason basketball, we're 3-0 so far. Good start there. Hockey, not a good result last night. As for betting wise, I'll get into the one game in a second here. Detroit, St. Louis under 6 was bad loser. It was 2-2 at the end of 1 period. And then Calgary, San Jose over 6.5 was a loser as well. Islanders, Habs under 6 was a push. And that was probably the happiest push I've ever had because the Islanders are playing Stanley Cup hockey, Stanley Cup playoff hockey. All 16 teams have punched their tickets into the postseason. It'll be Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Florida, Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Seattle, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vegas, and LA. So we got all 16 playoff teams. It's now just determining who's playing who. So we'll get into all the implications as when we break down the games, so you guys know what to expect from them. I won't be going too heavy in depth on the hockey games. If the games mean nothing, I'm probably not going to talk too much about them other than over the total. But let's get into the chat, and then we will get into today's slate. Good morning, 3-0 yesterday. Hell yeah. Yeah, I did back the Buffalo Sabres today. That is one team I'm on. I took 4 sides. So there we go. 110 on the Mets money line. Hell yeah. Reds first 5 plus a half. Then the under 6.5. There you go. There you go. Good morning, gentlemen. Small MLB slate. Yeah, I bet 2 MLB games. That reminds me, I need to lock in 2 other ones that I was looking at. That one and nope, not that one. All right. I was looking at the Rays first 5 run line. Not at $1.55 though, and I don't have an option to play a -1 for the first 5 innings. So that's a no-go for me. So just Rays for a full game for me. But yeah. Any dogs today? I would maybe look towards the Reds. We'll break down some baseball when we get into it. I've only bet 2 games so far, and that's the Rays run line and the over 8.5 in Cincy, Philly. Those are the only 2 games I've bet so far. I was looking at the Rays first 5 run line and -155. No, thank you. Good morning, ESB. Cashed out. There we go. Yeah, hell yeah. Good morning, Nick. Had a winning day. There you go. Good to see we have some winning here. Morning, Nick. That Yankees over. Yeah, I was hoping for that team total over for the Guardians. They had the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 9th and couldn't get the job done. Morning. Yo. That's some good shit right there. There you go. I like to see that. What a day. Musty Chicken saying hello. I did take the over in the Pelicans game. There you go. I was kind of interested in that. Kind of looking to go over the total on both those games last night after they dropped 4 and 5 points respectively. Didn't pull the trigger on the New Orleans game. Appreciate it. What up? Hit the like. Appreciate it, Reggie P. What a day. There we go. Hope we're all doing this well this morning. There we go. Oakland gets the job done. And you know I'm going right back to their first 5 today. Adam Haller on the mound for them. We'll get into that game first. Let's start with baseball today. Yes, we do have baseball typed up first and then the NHL. Like the Golden Knights today. I believe with the win, the Golden Knights locked down their division, so why not? I did not bet it. I only bet the over. Mets money line, there you go. Under in the Cubs, there you go. Under in the White Sox and Bulls. Yeah, the Bulls get the job done. There we go. I was looking at the Rays over 8, kind of low. I like Jeffrey Springs. I could definitely see why that number is low. But we'll get into some MLB baseball here. We're gonna kick it on off here with our favorite team in the chat. Here, the Oakland Athletics are taking on the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are -225 favorites, total of 10 in this game. Cole Irving, Adam Oller is your pitching matchup here. Let's take a look at where the line has moved, and then we will go from there. This line opened up at -225 for Baltimore. It did get up to -230 at one point, dropped to 222 at one point. It's now 225, so it's not moved at all. The total opened up at a 10 -105, and it's now up to a 10 -108. So a 3-cent line movement towards the over in this game. Let's grab up where the tickets are going in this one here, as we have 79% of the tickets and 88% of the cash is on the Baltimore Orioles. 70% of the tickets, 69% of the cash is on the over. So the line's moved correctly for the total. As for the side, I would think we would have seen a little bit more of a line move here. With the Orioles taking all the money, that is not the case. I'm going back to it. I won yesterday with it. It's plus 175. I'm on the Oakland Athletics first five. Adam Oller, he's making his, I believe, his 2023 debut. He did not have a very good 2022 with the Oakland Athletics. He was part of the Chris Bassett trade that brought Chris Bassett to the Mets. He's actually pitched twice this year. My bad. He went 4 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 earned runs and 6 hits against the Angels. He gave up 1 earned run and 2 hits in 5 innings pitched against the Rays. So he actually had a decent performance against the Rays last time he appeared in a game 6 days ago on the 7th. I think he can have a decent performance here today. Probably look towards the over a little bit as well. Maybe an Oakland team total. You can get Oakland team total 3.5 minus 130. I don't think that's a bad look either, especially with the total of 10. So that's kind of where I'm looking at this one here. Maybe they hit Cole Irving a little bit, obviously the former Athletic. But I am on the Oakland Athletics here, first five plus 175 for that one. Give me Oakland full game. Don't care. There we go. A's experiment 3-9. Yeah, we stopped putting them up on the site, but I'm probably going to continue betting them first five every game because I don't know. I'm just a sucker for pain, I guess. I'm going Red Sox too. I am on the opposite side there. Maybe the over. Yeah, I can see the over. It's a 10 though. I'm not a huge fan of 10s like that. Make it 4-9. Yeah, hopefully. Cole Irving revenge game. Yeah, no. Lean A's in the over. I can see the over. I definitely can. Oller did well against Tampa Bay. He did. Yes, sir. Gotta do Montreal money line one more time. I bet the over. But you'll hear that a lot from me today. Rays run line, Reds first five, Yankees money line, Jays run line, St. Louis run line, Brewers money line. We'll get into all those. But we will keep moving on here. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games to go. Only 6 games in the MLB today. The Boston Red Sox are at the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays 220 favorites, total of 8 in this game. Jeffrey Springs, Corey Kluber is your pitching matchup here. I was trying to find a way to get involved with the Tampa Bay Rays here. I got their run line last night at even money. It is now minus 115. And I mean, I'm backing the Rays regardless until they lose a game. I've been on them every single game other than the Oakland Athletics experience, and I'm going to keep doing that now. There's no reason to stop. I've made so much money from Tampa Bay. This is a team I absolutely loved heading into the year. This line opened up at $1.55 and it's moved all the way up to $2.22. So this line's moved accordingly. Line opened up at 8 minus 115. It's moved down 5 cents to 8 minus 110. So that's kind of an interesting line move towards the under there. 76% of the tickets, 77% of the cash is on Tampa Bay. I do not care because this is a team that I'm riding until the wheels fall off. 61% of the tickets and 66% of the cash is on the under, though. I'm kind of thinking maybe I get involved with the Red Sox first 5 team total under, which is a 1.5 minus 120. I think Jeffrey Springs shuts them down here in this spot. Jeffrey Springs has looked impeccable this year. Granted, he's faced Detroit and Oakland, but he is yet to give up an earned run. He's given up 3 hits and he has walked 4 batters. But this guy has been unreal this year. And I think the Red Sox team total under 1.5 first 5, I think is a decent look in this game. So that's kind of where I'm going to look for this one here. First 5 team total under. Maybe it could be the other way to get involved with the Red Sox here, or with the Rays, fading the Red Sox. I like Jeffrey Springs, so I'm on the Rays run line until further notice. Correa, Kluber sucks. That's bad. Yeah, Kluber's not very good. Springer over SO. Yes, Jeffrey Springs over. Yeah. I locked in with you last night. Raised money line at even money. There you go. I'm nervous but Red Sox plus 1.5. Why? I don't understand why. You're betting the Red Sox. That's just me though. Corey Kluber is bad, lean under 2. I can see the under. That's why I was looking a little bit more towards the team total under for the Red Sox because I can see them lighting up Kluber, but Jeffrey Springs has a good game, and this game finishes 6-0, and the under hits. Me too, till they, yeah, exactly. Brennan Lau home run off of Kluber. I could see it. Joe Crypto throwing me off with the Red Sox. No, he at this point, I'm not going to fade the Rays. That's just not something I'm going to do. We'll move into a game I have a play in here. We have the Philadelphia Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds. Bailey Falter, Nick Lodolo pitching here in this one. Let's take a look at the way the line has moved. This line opened up at minus 105 for the Reds. It's now minus 131 for the Reds. 64% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the Reds. So the line's moved up a decent amount. And people liking Lodolo here. We have 69% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the under in this game, and the line's gone from 8.5 to a 9. That's something that really caught my attention. I bet this game last night. I got the over 8.5. I got 8.5 at a reasonable price. I believe it was minus 105, minus 110. Minus 110. Over 8.5 is what I got on it last night. I just don't trust Bailey Falter. I think the Reds can get some runs off of him. And Lodolo is good, but I think the Phillies can get some runs off of him. Total is 9 now. I don't know if I would bet it at a 9, but I like the way the line had moved, even though all the money's coming on the under. The books aren't scared of the under money. So this is a spot here where I am on the over. I got it at 8.5. Shop around. You might be able to find 8.5 somewhere. Let's take a look. You might be able to find an 8.5 still in some places. Let's Philadelphia. Let's see. You can get 8.5 on Proline Plus on the score on Botano. They're juiced though, 8.5, $1.30 laying. Power Play has it for $1.25. So there's still 8.5 out there if you shop around. I like the over in this game. Kluber had a bad first game. Yeah. He's not somebody I trust though. I mean, they ain't going to win them all, but yeah, I'm not trying to pick which game the Rays lose, though. That's not something I'm particularly interested in trying to do. So I may look for that Reds team total. I think the Reds team total can be an interesting look in this game as well. The line's moved up on them here. I don't want to back them at $1.30. You can get their team total over 4.5 at plus 105. That may be the look. I'm going to write down a couple plays I'm looking at here. Red Sox, first 5, team total under 1.5. Reds, over 4.5. Those are two plays I'll look at here. New York Yankees are hosting the Minnesota Twins in this next one here. The Yankees are $1.42 favorites, total 8.5. Taking a look at the line movement in this game here. We have this game opened up at minus 140, minus 135 for the Yankees. It's gone up 7 cents to minus 142. This line has gone from 8 to 8.5 to 8 back to 8.5. So that's kind of throwing me completely off a total. 51% of the tickets, 56% of the cash is on the over. Not really interested in that. 82% of the tickets, 88% of cash is on the Yankees, and the line's moved up 7 cents. This is not a game I was particularly interested in here. We have Joe Ryan and Burrito for the Yankees. I believe Johnny Burrito has made a couple of starts this year. He's gotten the win in both of them. He's actually been pretty good. He's given up 1 earned run in 10 innings pitched this year. So he's actually been pretty solid for the Yankees so far this year. I could see him having another solid appearance in this game. I'm just not. I mean, I could see maybe a first 5 under with these two pitchers. I'm not particularly interested in getting involved with this game, though. I know that the Yankees own Minnesota, so maybe that's an interesting look, but no interest for me here. Yes, It's like trying to catch a falling knife. I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. Yeah. Burrito day, especially against a bad pitcher like Kluber. Probably. After watching the Bulls last night, I feel risky and I'm baking biscuits. Good luck, man. There we go. Over and Twins. They always go over since last. Fair. Twins money line. All right. Lean Yankees for Nathan Cerner there. We got 2 games remaining in this one here. The Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Minus 225 for the Jays with a total of 9.5. Let's take a look at where the lines moved in this one here. This is Spencer Turnbull and Chris Bassett, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at 210. It's now 223 for the Blue Jays, so a 13-cent line movement towards Toronto. Line opened up at a 9. It's gone up to a 9.5 and back down to a 9, but the 9 has moved 9 cents since the opening line. 95% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the Blue Jays. 75% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the over. The lines moved in both those directions. I'm not really interested in this game. This is a pretty simple pass for me. I'm not a huge fan of this baseball card today. So this end up being a pass for me. No interest in this one. We'll keep moving on. Final MLB game of the day, the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. There is another game here that we do not have a pitcher for Milwaukee, so I do not see a line for this game. I'm probably not betting it anyway. But we have Vince Velasquez and Jordan Montgomery for this matchup here. Opened up minus 201 for the Cardinals. It's now minus 245, so a 44-cent line movement towards St. Louis in this game. Total opened up at 8.5, minus 115, or even money, and now it's minus 115. 83% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on, or 84 and 88% of the cash is on the Cardinals. And 80% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on the over, and the lines moved towards that as well. So really no interest in this game as well. The lines have moved the correct way. I have no interest in playing this game. So it looks like it's just going to be probably double ups on taking the Red Sox first 5 team total under 1.5 and the Rays run line full game. Reds team total over and a full game over. Just focusing on the 2 a early game. Oh, and Oakland first 5. Oakland first 5 was the other one. Oakland first 5 plus 175. So, not a huge card in the MLB, but that's fine. I'll be able to focus on hockey tonight. Pass, yes. Bulls almost cost me my sober 20. Oh boy. There you go. Chapman over 1.5 bases. Yeah, he's been good this year. Wasn't a huge fan of the MLB card last night. Ended up live betting and won. There you go. Pirates money line value play. I mean it's Pirates or nothing at that price. I was getting plus 15.5 and $11. There you go. Can't say no to money. There you go. Canes puck line. I lean that way. Bulls can beat anybody. Let's get into the NHL. Now, these breakdowns are not going to be the longest. For starters, I bet the over in every game. We'll start with this one here. Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens, minus 295 for the Bruins, total 6.5 in this game. This line has gone from 290 up to 293, and it's opened up at 6.5 plus 102. It's now 6.5 minus 105, so it's a 7-cent line movement towards the over. I did back the over. It's going to probably be Swayman in net, and it's Montembeault on a second half of a back-to-back for the Habs. I expect goals in this game. That's just about it. This game has no implications on anything. The Habs are out already. I think the only implications this has is where the Habs will be picking in the draft, maybe. With a win, they will pass Arizona. And with a loss, really nothing. So it's between Arizona and Montreal for the 6th best odds, 5th best odds for Bedard. So nothing crazy there. Defense optional probably for this game tonight. If I had to bet a side, it's probably Boston puck line. And Boston did not play last night. And Boston's Boston. And I feel like Montreal would prefer to lose this game rather than win this game. So over 6.5. That's it for me on this one. How did the home run props go from yesterday? Oh God. I don't think JD Davis hit one. I don't think no one. I think one of my players got scratched. So I did not win any of them. I don't know what Tim did. Under Oakland, I lean over. Skinner, yeah, you forgot. Yes, there's no odds for it on my book. Yeah, there's no odds on it for me. So there's no confirmed starting pitcher from Milwaukee. So I can't cap a game if I don't know who's pitching. Yeah, Skinner. There we go. Moving on. Pittsburgh Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Minus 190 for the Penguins. Total of 6.5 for this game. I did play the over 6.5. Let's take a look. I believe it's going to be Tristan Yari in net for the Penguins, and it's going to be Michael Hutchinson in net for the Blue Jackets. Whether or not the Penguins care in this game is a good question, because I can see them not caring because they were just eliminated, or I can see them coming out pissed because they're eliminated. I have no interest in the side. I played the over 6.5. I think this is a game. I think this could potentially be your highest scoring game of the night. It's potentially DeSmith as well. Michael Hutchinson's bad. I think Pittsburgh could potentially put up 6 by themselves. This is probably one of my favorite overs of the night. If I had to say my favorite over, it's probably this one. So I did play the over 6.5. This has no playoff implications. This does have implications, however. If Columbus wins and Anaheim, if Columbus wins this game, Columbus also plays tomorrow against Buffalo. So this is not Columbus's last game. They play tomorrow against Buffalo. That total will probably be a 7. If they win one game out of their last 2 and Anaheim loses their game, Anaheim will have the best odds at Bedard. So there's a 3-way race right now. Columbus 57 points with 80 games played. Chicago, Anaheim 58 points with 81 games played for Connor Bedard, or not for Connor Bedard, for the best odds for Connor Bedard. So it'd be in the best interest of the Columbus Blue Jackets to lose this hockey game tonight. Does that mean they will? Who knows? But I did play the over 6.5. I mean, how many of these players are going to be blocking shots on their last game of the season with no playoffs coming up? So over 6.5 for me in this game with Pittsburgh and Columbus. Moving on, Buffalo Sabres and my bad. For the last game here, taking a look at where the line moved, it opened up at minus 185 for the Penguins. It's up to a minus 210 for the Penguins now. Total 6.5. I think the Penguins win the game now. Pass. Come on, Blue Jackets, win. Yeah, I know you want them. Yeah. Good old stick puck. Montreal money line, under 6.5 in the Wings, under 6.5 in the Maple Leafs, Carolina money line. I don't like unders today. Did not bet any unders today. Buffalo Sabres taking on the Ottawa Senators. It's most likely Craig Anderson in net here versus Matt Sogard. Sabres opened up at minus 135. They dipped to minus 127. They're back up to minus 135. Total opened up at over 7, plus 104. It's now over 7, minus 108. I got the over in this game at 7, at I believe minus 110. Right over 7 minus 110. Yeah, I'm over 7 minus 110 in this game. Once again, this has no playoff implications. Both teams have been eliminated. I believe if Buffalo plays tomorrow, there's no chance for the Sabres to fall enough to get into a spot for 3% chance for Bedard. So they've played themselves out of Bedard. I think the best pick they can get is 3rd. The Sens, the best pick they can get is 2nd. And the Sens played themselves out of Bedard as well. So Looking at this game, once again, defense optional. These are two teams that played a lot of overs during the season, though, as well. So it's not like this is just one of those random ones. I played the. I mean, it's a 7 for a reason. Both these teams can score goals. It's not going to be Devin Levi in net, so I kind of like that for an over as well. So yeah, over 7 in this game. Subness. But then again, if Finelli falls to the Blackhawks, I may need to get, the draft is deep. You don't need Bedard in this draft. Obviously, Bedard is the prize of the draft, but you don't need the number 1 overall pick to have a good draft. Finally, we get to some playoff implications or playoff seeding implications in this game here. Carolina Hurricanes are at the Florida Panthers. Panthers are minus 110 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Obviously, it goes without saying I'm on the over 6.5 in this game. This one's probably one of my least favorite overs, though, because both these teams have trended towards the under, and I can easily see this being a playoff-style hockey game. So this is probably one that if I lose 5 overs tonight or 6 overs tonight, whatever, this probably is one of them. I did not play the other side in this game, though. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the way the line has moved in this game. This line opened up at minus 110 for Florida. It's now minus 108. So the 2-cent line moved towards Carolina. Its total opened up at over 6.5 plus 104, and it's actually moved 10 cents towards the over to minus 106. So the line has moved towards the over. I can see Florida scoring some goals. I could see Carolina scoring against Lion a little bit here. The implications for this game: Carolina wins in any way, shape, or form, they are the Metro Division champions. If they lose in regulation and New Jersey wins, New Jersey is the Metro Division champions. I believe as well, if they lose in overtime and New Jersey wins, the New Jersey Devils are the Metro Division champions, which means also if Carolina beats Florida tonight, Florida will finish 1 point behind the Islanders, and the Islanders would play the Hurricanes in the first round, and the Florida Panthers would play the Bruins in the first round. So a lot to play for both sides. If you're the Panthers, you don't want to play the Bruins in the first round. If you're the Hurricanes, you don't want to play the Rangers in the first round. So actually a lot of implications here for this game for both these teams, an important game for both these teams. Because if Florida wins this game, these two teams can be seeing each other for another 4 to 7 games afterwards. So that could be interesting there. I'm on the over 6.5. I'll be watching this game intently to figure out whether or not I'm ordering a playoff ticket. Because if Carolina wins this game, I'm most likely going to game 1 in Raleigh. So if they play the Islanders. So definitely looking at that for a fan perspective. I'm on the over 6.5. Panthers money line, yeah. Officially the last game, Devon Taves, yeah. I did play the Blackhawks tonight. I did play the Blackhawks minus 102 against the Philadelphia Flyers there in that one. Detroit Red Wings, Tampa Bay Lightning, Lightning minus 230 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. I would not be surprised if this line's dropped a little bit. It opened up at minus 243. It's now down to 225. It's going to be Brian Elliott net. That's why. Lions moved from plus 105 to the over for the over 6.5 to minus 109. So the line has moved 14 cents in the direction of the over. I did play the over the total in this game. This game has no playoff implications. I believe, let me take a look if this has implications on the what do you call it? On the Bedard race here for this one. Sortable standings. There we go. Detroit is in the Bedard sweepstakes. They are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th worst team in the league. They with 80 points. They do have a slight chance here at Bedard. Let me get up the pick odds very quick. Detroit, if they finish in this spot, they have a 5% chance at Connor Bedard. Now, they can make that better tonight. They can make those odds better. If they lose in regulation, they will stay at 80 points. And if Washington wins or gets a point, I believe actually Washington will be tied with Detroit. If Washington beats the Devils tonight, the Detroit Red Wings will have their odds increased by 1%, from 5% to 6%, for Connor Bedard. As for the Lightning, they've locked themselves into playing the the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have clinched home ice advantage. So this game means absolutely nothing to either team, and probably for Detroit, it'd be better for them to lose the game, honestly. If you're looking at the Bedard race, I think Detroit's a live dog in this game with Brian Elliott in net. I'm not going to be betting Detroit in this game. I'm not betting many sides. I did bet 4 sides today. But for me, this is definitely wings or nothing, which is end up going to be nothing on the side over 6.5 the total for me. Order your ticket now. I'm not going to order a ticket if they're going to be playing the Rangers or if they're going to be playing the Panthers. I want to see the Islanders. I want to go for the Islanders over. Yes, Avalanche puck line. I did play the Avalanche -1. That is one of the sides I did play. Way under. I disagree. 4 goals max. I disagree with that. Next matchup, the Toronto Maple Leafs and New York Rangers. The Rangers $1.25 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. It looks like it's going to be Joseph Woll and Yaroslav Halak. Expect a lot of backup goaltenders tonight, especially for teams that are going into the playoffs. We're seeing that with Tampa Bay. They have Elliott in net. Woll for Toronto, Halak for the Rangers, Rittich for the Jets. So we're seeing a lot of backup goaltenders for these playoff teams. Campbell for the Oilers. Things along those lines. We could potentially see Bobrovsky back soon. Looks like he potentially is playing. Swayman in net for Boston. So we're seeing more backup goaltenders. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. Taking a look at where the lines moved in this one here. Line opened up at -145 for the Rangers. This has dropped to -123. And I'm assuming that's the Yaroslav Halak news. That's the Yaroslav Halak effect for that one, which is why the line's dropped the way it has. That would make sense to me. Line opened up at over 6.5, -105. It actually dropped 10 cents towards the under. This is one of my least favorite unders on the card, or overs on the card. Because here's the thing though, both these teams have locked themselves into the spots they are in. The Rangers are the number 3 seed in the Metro Division. They're just the only thing that they're getting determined tonight has nothing to do with their result of the game. They're going to find out whether they're heading to Carolina for game 1 or they're heading to New Jersey for game 1. That's the only thing they're determining tonight, and that's based on the results of the Hurricanes game and the Devils game. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have already locked themselves into the number 2 seed in the Atlantic Division. They will be playing at home game 1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So all these teams have had their fates are set for the playoffs. Nothing to play for. Put the puck on the ice. Let's score some goals. Let's have some entertainment, and let's move on to the playoffs. Pass. Oh God, Stars. I can see the Stars. Rangers. I could see the Rangers. I have no interest in betting a side in this game. Nobody's going to care. That's why I bet the over. Leafs money line. Good luck to anybody betting a side in this game. I would love to know your angle on it because I do not have one. This one, I did bet a side in this one. And, of course, I'm also on the over 6.5. We have the New Jersey Devils. They're at the Washington Capitals. New Jersey's -180. Total of 6.5 in this game. This line opened up, oh boy, at -175. It did get up to -180. It's now at -169. So the line's dropped 6 cents towards the Capitals in this game, which is kind of interesting. Line opened up at over 6.5, -120. It's now -107. I did play the over 6.5 in this game. That is obviously something I played. New Jersey with a win and a Carolina loss in regulation are the Metro Division champions. So they absolutely have something to play for. These teams are playing at the same time tonight, so they're not able to tank if they know Carolina's winning or anything like that, things along that. I think New Jersey potentially wins the Metro Division tonight. I truly do. I like New Jersey in the spot. I took New Jersey -1. I got it at $1.18. I bet that one last night. I think New Jersey takes care of business in this game. Capitals are kind of mailing it in. There's probably going to be no Ovi tonight, no Oshie. And don't be surprised if you see some of the more veteran guys get ruled out as well tonight. So I think New Jersey takes care of business in this game. New Jersey -1 here. And potentially they win the Metro tonight. Home Pride Rangers. There you go. Cool. Caps. No. Devils Reg. I could, yeah. I can see the over in this game. Yes, I bet the over. Puck line. I see 5-2 New Jersey. Yeah, I could see 5-2 Devils here. Minnesota Wild are at the Nashville Predators. Predators $1.15 favorites. Total of 5.5 in this game. I kind of like Nashville in this game. The line opened up in -105 at Pick'em. It's moved 8 cents in the direction of the Preds up to -113. Total opened up at over 5.5. -105, it has stayed there. Now, looking at it, both these teams, their fate sealed. Nashville is not making the playoffs, and they are not getting. They're not in the race for Bedard. They're going to finish a few points out. They do play tomorrow as well, Nashville against Colorado. And it looks like it's going to be Lankinen tonight, which probably means Saros tomorrow. Gustafsson for the Wild. I like the over 5.5 in this game. No, there's no meaning behind this game. Nashville is not making the playoffs, and they can't improve their draft. They cannot improve their draft stock. Maybe if they get a win, if they win one of the last 2 games and Pittsburgh loses tonight, they'll get a worse pick than Pittsburgh. If they lose both the games and Pittsburgh wins tonight, they'll get a better pick than Pittsburgh. Not anything I'm truly concerned about. And Minnesota has already locked themselves into the number 3 seed. The only thing that Minnesota needs to figure out still is who they're playing in the first round. Whether it's Colorado, whether it's Dallas, we don't know. I think it's going to be Colorado, or I think it's going to be Dallas, and Colorado wins the division. But that still needs to be determined. But I like the I lean Nashville in this game. I played the over 5.5. Feels like a 4-2-3. I would take 4-2. I'll take 4-2 over the Preds. Preds are nothing. I think the importance behind this game for Minnesota is making sure you're healthy heading into the playoffs, which I think Minnesota would be very live against Dallas. Talking about Dallas, they're -225 favorites here against the St. Louis Blues. Total 6 in this game. I see this game mattering here. Jake Ottinger and Jordan Binnington is your goaltending matchup for this game. I'm kind of interested in the Dallas Stars puck line in this game at $1.05. This line has jumped though. This line is now -253. It opened up at -260. It dropped all the way down to 214. It's now up to 253. I kind of lean Dallas puck line in this game if I had to get involved in a side. Line opened up at over 6 -115. It's gone up 10 cents to -125 for the over. I did play the over 6.5. No surprise there. And this game does have implications. That's what I was trying to get at. This game has implications for the Blues. If they lose and the Vancouver Canucks win, they will get a slightly better odds at Bedard. It'll go from 3% to 3.5%. I don't think they can move any further up the list for Bedard with the loss. Scratch that. If Detroit wins tonight and St. Louis loses in regulation, they will move up to Detroit's spot. And if St. Louis loses in regulation and both Detroit and Washington win, I believe they can move up as well. So potentially, this has a potential night where St. Louis can double their odds for Bedard from 3 to 6%. So it would be good for the Blues to lose this game. And for the Stars, they need this win to force Colorado to need to win both games to end the year against Winnipeg and against Nashville to seal out the division. So there is implications here because I believe if St. Louis wins this game tonight, with the St. Louis win and a Colorado win, or a Dallas loss and a Colorado win, Colorado will win the division. So that's something to keep in mind as well, which we will get into the Colorado Avalanche next. I kind of lean Dallas puck line, though, just to put the pressure here on this one. There we go. Let's go Blues. No. Nice try, though. Straight 2. Where's Tim? He is busy this morning. It was only a 7-game baseball slate, and I was going over the entire NHL card, so it's all good. Colorado Avalanche, Winnipeg Jets. The Avalanche are now $1.90 favorites. Total of 6 in this game. Colorado opened up at a minus 201. It went all the way down to minus 150, and it's back up to minus 193. Minus 115 for the over 6, and it's now moved up 2 cents to minus 117. I did play the over 6 in this game. As for the goaltending matchup here, it's probably going to be David Rittich against Alexander Georgiev. As for playoff implications, this game has no implications for the Winnipeg Jets. They've locked in their number 8 seed. They are not moving up. They're not catching Kraken for the 7th seed. So they'll be playing the winner of the Pacific Division, which we will get into the implications for that later. It could be Edmonton, who as long Vegas needs a they need a overtime loss. They need 1 point to clinch the division tonight. If Vegas loses and Edmonton wins, then Edmonton wins the division because they have the tiebreaker over Vegas. So this is so Winnipeg could either play Vegas or Edmonton. If I'm Winnipeg, I want to play Vegas. I do not want to play Edmonton at all right now. Edmonton looks deadly. They absolutely do. Colorado, on the other hand, if they win tonight and if Dallas loses in regulation tonight, Colorado are your Central Division champions. So I would very much like for that to happen. I am on the Colorado Avalanche -1. I got it though when the Avalanche were minus 160 on the money line and not minus 190. This line has moved. I got it. My bad. I got minus 166 and plus 140, which got me the Avalanche -1 at $1.08. It's now minus 190 and minus 193 and plus 130. Let's see what that would be now. Minus 193 and 130. It'd be $1.27 for the -1 line now. I think Colorado takes care of business. This is a letdown game, I think, for Winnipeg as well. Coming in, clinching their wild card spot last game. They're going to be starting Rittich in net. They don't want Hellebuck getting hurt. I think Hellebuck could potentially steal a couple games in the playoff series. If they play Vegas, I think Winnipeg is live in that series. So I'm on the Avalanche -1 here. Avs reg, yes. Already aligned. It's already aligned. Stars in first. We'll see. Jets, no. Is -1 better price than the 60-minute line? Let's take a look. You can get Colorado reg for -130. So no. The -1 line is a better price, and if it goes to overtime, then you can get a push from the -1 rather than losing the regulation line. So I haven't bet a reg line all season long. So over in the Pens, over in the Sabres, over in the Avs, over in every freaking game on the slate tonight. Yeah. Lose in reg. No. If they do lose in regulation and Dallas gets a point, Dallas is your Central Division champion, because Dallas does have the tiebreaker over Colorado. Honestly, it's good value on the Jets. I don't think Colorado gets the 50th one. I think they do. Some of these playoff implications games are going to go south. Yes, they are. Yeah. There will be a handful of meaningless W's. Yes, there will be. I don't see that in this game, though. Philadelphia Flyers and the Chicago Blackhawks. The Flyers are -110 favorites, are really -108. I think last time I checked, -108. Total of 6 in this game. Obviously played the over 6 in this one. This is a defense optional type of game. This line opened up at Philly -121. It's now -108 for Philly. Total opened up at 6 -113. It's actually dropped 13 cents towards the under. Obviously no implications for the playoffs here. Massive implications though for the Bedard race. Currently Chicago holds the third best odds at 11.5%. If they were to lose this game, they would like some wins for Anaheim and Columbus. Anaheim does play the Los Angeles Kings, and Columbus plays the Penguins. I can see losses for both those teams though. And for Philadelphia, They cannot improve their draft stock. They are locked into that spot. They are locked into the 7th best odds because they're not going to be worse than Arizona, but they're not going to be better than Washington. So they are locked into that spot. They're getting 6.5% for the first pick, 6.9% for the second pick. Looking at this spot for me here, I did play the over. And there's one little bit of information here for this game where I think there could be motivation on one side. This is the last home game, obviously, for the Blackhawks this year. More importantly, this will be Jonathan Taves' last game as a Blackhawk. So I took the Blackhawks money line here at $1.02. I think the Blackhawks step up for their captain here in his last game of his career. Most likely the last game of his career, definitely his last game as a Blackhawk. The Blackhawks came out today saying they're not re-signing Taves. So this will be his last game. Look for Jonathan Taves goal scorer props, point props, things along those lines for his last game as a Blackhawk. Let's see what we can get real quick for that. I don't bet player props, but this could be something I would bet. Let's see, Chicago Blackhawks and Philadelphia Flyers. Where's Jonathan Taves? Jonathan Taves to get a point, -126. Jonathan Taves to score a goal. What's that? Because if they're winning at the end of the game, he's getting the empty net shot. 225. Jonathan Taves to score a goal. I think this is a game where the Blackhawks step up for their captain's last game as well. So Blackhawks -102 in the over 6 for me. Please let him get Bedard. No. Please. Blackhawks tank, please. Yeah. Yeah. Last game. I got the Canucks and the Stars -1 today. All right. The Black Chalks. We will get into. Oh no, we're not going to get into that game. We're going to get into this one here. Sharks and Oilers. Oilers -460 favorites here. Total 7 in this game. Implications for this one as well. Let's take a look at where the lines move though in this game. This line opened up at -465 for Edmonton. It's actually dropped 5 cents. Now -460. So you can get slightly better. Don't play the 460. Please don't. Line opened up at over 7 -102, and it's now +106. So the line's moved 8 cents towards the under in this game. It's going to be Capo Kakinen. And in soup tonight, it's going to be Campbell in net for the Hawks. As for playoff implications, with a win and a Vegas loss in regulation, Edmonton Oilers are your Pacific Division champions. With a loss in any way, shape, or form for the Oilers, your Vegas Golden Knights are your Pacific Division champions. As for the Sharks, they cannot get worse for their draft if they win this game, because they're not going to pass the team that's the pick after them, which would be the Canadiens. They can enter in a 3-way tie with a win, or with a they would need Chicago, Anaheim to both win in order to be tied with those, and then I don't know the tiebreaker implications with that. So I don't think there's too much implications for this game. The Sharks are going to hold the 4th best odds, 9.5% chance at Connor Bedard. So there you go. This is a spot here where I don't know if it has much implications. Obviously, I think the Oilers smoke them tonight. I think the Oilers light up and smoke them tonight. Obviously, I'm not laying at 460. I'm not laying what would be $2 on the puck line for the Oilers. $1.78 on the puck line for the Oilers. Not gonna happen. Do I see them blowing them out in this game? Yes. I took the over 7. I could see potentially Edmonton scoring 7 by themselves. So Oilers, Sharks over 7 for me. I'm either going to do Blackhawks -2.5 or nothing. Just locked in Taves point. There you go. What about Taves point and the Blackhawks money line, or Taves goal in the Blackhawks money line? I know you like your big plus monies there, Joe Kryptonite. There's an interesting there. Taves goal, Blackhawks money line. Taves point, Blackhawks money line, something along those lines. LA Kings Anaheim Ducks, Kings minus 220, total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line for this one. It opened up at minus 230 for the Kings. It's down to 218. Total opened up at over 6.5. It has not moved. Let's take a look at playoff implications for this one here. The Kings are not locked into that 3 seed, I believe. I believe with a Kraken win in regulation or a win in general and a loss in regulation for LA, Seattle will take the 3 seed and LA would take the wild card, which would mean LA could potentially be playing Colorado in the first round instead of Vegas or Edmonton. Or no, they would be playing the Seattle is projected to play the Central Division. Yeah, so Colorado, they would play, basically they'd swap whether or not they're playing Dallas or Colorado, depending on who wins the Central Division. I played the over 6.5 in this game. It's projected to be Korpisalo and Gibson. So normal goaltenders in this game. Put out the puck. Let's play some open-end hockey. Ducks are not going to be blocking shots. And the Kings probably just want to be healthy heading into the playoffs, so they won't probably be blocking too many shots either. So over in this game for me, and that's it. You're right. Maybe just parlay Taves point with any other point there. Also, I don't have access to this, I believe. I do want to touch back on this real quick. I don't think I have access to this, and I may have to look at may have to look at DraftKings for this one here real quick. I don't have access to this bet, but I want to give out this bet because I think this could be a massive plus money winner. NHL, player props. Try to find Jonathan Taves real quick. I have time. I can look this up. Taves. Not Devon Taves, Jonathan Taves. It's that's points. That's not what I want. Goal scorer. Here we go. Here's goal scorer props. Taves. Here we go. Anytime goal scorer? No. Here we go. 14-1. 14-1. Jonathan Taves, last goal scorer. He gets the empty net. If they're up at the end of the game, he gets the empty net. Plus 1,400. Jonathan Taves to score the last goal of the game. There you go. Blackhawks money line over 5.5, and Taves' goal is only plus 475. Wow. Yeah, but I actually really like this look for Devon Taves' last goal scorer, $14. But we'll move on here. Last 2 games of the night: Vancouver Canucks, Arizona Coyotes. Minus 145 for the Canucks. Total 6.5 in this game. Currently, let's take a look at the line move first, and then we'll look at implications for this game. Line opened up at minus 155 for Vancouver. It's dropped 8 cents towards the Coyotes, which is telling me the Coyotes are alive in this game. I have no interest in betting this game on a side perspective. Minus 115, it's dropped 1 cent to minus 114 for the total. As for implications in this game, obviously, goes without saying, no playoff implications in this game. The Arizona Coyotes can improve their draft stock if the Canadiens beat the Bruins tonight and they lose in regulation. The Canadiens will jump in front of them, and the Coyotes will get a 8.5% chance at Bedard rather than a 7.5% chance at Bedard. So that's the only implications for this game for the Coyotes. For the Canucks, with a loss and a St. Louis win, they will be. This is a very similar situation to Washington and Detroit as well. If Vancouver loses this game and Detroit wins, they will get a 5% chance. If Vancouver wins and Washington wins, they will get a 6.5% chance. So it's a very similar to St. Louis. Vancouver can move up from 3.5% to 6% if the dominoes fall the right way for them here. Over 6.5 for me in this game. This can be a pond hockey game. I see this being a 6-5 game. So over in this one here. Plus 1,400. What's $5, right? Yeah. plus 1,400. What if you parlay that with Canucks wire, Blackhawks wire to wire? I don't have access to it. Good luck. I just want to give out that look. Unfortunately, I cannot bet the Taves last goal. So do it that way if you want with that information. I am unable to bet that. Canucks. Oh yeah, let's play this one last time for the rest of this.
By the Vancouver Canucks.
There we go. Last game for the Canucks this season. On to the last game of the regular season. Not the last game of the regular season. We have 2 games tomorrow, but last game of the night here. Seattle Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights, $1.20 favorites in this game. Total of 6. Obviously, played the over in this game. That goes without saying. This game does have some implications, though. Let's take a look at the way the lines moved in this one here. Line opened up at minus 118 for Vegas, and it's moved up, it went down to 116, 117, and it's back to 118. So no line movement on this game. Line opened up at over 6 at minus 115. It's dropped 2 cents towards the under, minus 113. And implications for this game. Vegas gets a point of any kind, overtime loss. Win in regulation, win in overtime, win in a shootout. Does not matter. 1 point, and they are the Pacific Division champions. If they lose in regulation and Edmonton wins in regulation, which is very likely playing the Sharks tonight, the Edmonton Oilers are your Pacific Division champions. The Kraken, if the Kraken win in tonight, I believe they get the 3 seed if the Kings lose. If the Kings win, they get the 3 seed. So there's implications on both sides. The Kraken trying to get into the top 3 of the Pacific, and the Vegas Golden Knights trying to lock down. I think that the draw can be an interesting look in this game because later in the third period, if Vegas is tied, if this game is tied, Vegas is not going to be gung-ho on trying to go balls to the wall there. Well, all they need is 1 point. So I can see a late draw in this game, which doesn't play well into my over because if it's 2-2, that game's 2-2 entering the third or 2-2 5 minutes into the third, this game's going to finish 2-2. With that being said, I'm on the over 6. I lean Vegas in this game, but I'm not particularly interested. I'm driving, but I'll definitely throw something on Taves' last goal. Same game parlay with Blackhawks wire to wire. There you go. But that is everything for today's slate. Wrong team favored. Oh, you like the Kraken tonight, maybe? All right. But that is it for today's slate. Going over, recapping. I'm going to post all my plays on Twitter. I'm on the over in every single game in the NHL tonight. I'm also on the Buffalo Sabres money line. I'm on the Avalanche -1, the Devils -1, and the Blackhawks money line. In the MLB, not on too much. The Rays run line. I'm also going to add the Red Sox team total first 5 under 1.5. That's -110, I want to say. And I'm also going to be taking the Reds team total over 4.5. I've already bet the over 8.5 full game for that one as well. Over 4.5 team total for the Reds at +105. And the team total under 1.5 for the for the first 5 for the Red Sox, and the Oakland Athletics first 5 money line. So that is everything for today's slate. One last comment here: Vegas draw. What's another $5? There you go. But that is going to do it for this show. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we will catch you guys tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck.